time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act, said by recognized author George Orwell in 1949. Truth is a high-valued asset in modern times that can be biased or guided to the appeal of the masses in situations described by post-truth that in times tend to violate human rights. In this video, we will look at post-truth phenomena through the lens of human rights and discrimination. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, post-truth refers to the situation in which people are more likely to accept an argument based on their emotions and beliefs rather than one based in real facts. Post-truth can be used deliberately to take advantage over others or appeal people to a certain point of view through persuasion, in ways that even discrimination can get involved, violating the second human right declared by the United Nations. According to Dr. Viera Pechal, the implementation of this technique usually is used in politics to bring expressions that divide society into us and them, taking as excuse their freedom of speech. According to Ismail Sem, journalist from the University of Oxford, post-truth empowers the abilities of control of citizens by information technologies as well. This eases the production of hateful speech on the internet, harassing people based on biased facts, leading to the infringement of human rights. During the presidential campaign speech of the United States, Donald Trump stated,
Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
This statement was proven wrong by Michelle Dihi, Washington Post writer, concluding that there is no evidence immigrants commit more crimes than native-born Americans. She also stated that immigrants are actually predisposed to lower crime rates. We can see that Donald Trump's statement in this example was not based in real facts, but that it was intended to appeal the emotions of society, based mainly on opinion. This provoked what reporters called the Trump effect, referring to a surge in xenophobic crimes due to his speech. In this interactive image from America's Voice organization, we can see the location of hate crimes that rose from the statements made by Donald Trump. If you click any head, it takes you to a summary of the news and the link to the source. We can read about threats to physical and verbal abuse because of the origins of the victim. These actions violate human rights number 14, which state that people are free to seek a safe place to live, number 3, living with safety, and again number 2, that advocates for no discrimination. According to The Guardian, Trump made more than 2,000 false or misleading claims in his first year of presidency, making him a clear example for post-truth. Inside the Washington Post site, we find a very useful tool that counts Trump's misleading or false claims to date, being right now more than 19,000 claims, with the possibility of dividing them into topics such as immigration, economy, and jobs. Apart from Mexican and Latin people in general, there is other group that has also been affected, but this time by non-existent events: Muslims. Kellyanne Conway, counselor to Donald Trump, accused 2 unknown Iraqis of being the masterminds in the Bowling Green massacre, when actually this event never even happened. But instead of President Trump accepting that there was a mistake made by his counselor, he showed no position at all, since he said that sometimes the media doesn't cover all of the events, leaving our imagination to no limits. According to New America organization, there has been an increase in vandalization against Islamic people since 2015. In this graph, made by the same organization, we can see the worrying distribution of the crimes against them and the reason it is listed. This Muslims' hatred also violates the same human rights that the ones we talked about from the Mexican example. The use of truth can become a weapon, shaping the perspective of a person toward a subject. In a world that slowly takes emotions more seriously than fact-based arguments, it is not a surprise that Donald Trump is a major player in the game of post-truth usage, since it has a big influence over one of the most important economies on the world, including 328 million people that live in the United States. We must not forget that according to Vlad Petre, writer of Europe's Journal of Psychology, and I quote, "Embracing diversity is essential for the development of societies that are resilient to nationalism, populism, and discriminatory practices. We learn that any claim can result in serious consequences, and we must not blame renowned people for it, but we must start correcting ourselves by checking the source of real facts from arguments that we are going to use to enrich a conversation for the sake of society and human rights." Thank you.